How's it going, everyone? Immortal Dragon Lord once again here, bringing you another Skyrim Special Edition rare guide, and
I will kill this jester if you so desire. But there is
don't mind him. That's spoiler alert for those who don't know. That's Lucian the Chance.
Does not wish
He returns in the Dark Brother. But I digress. So, as I was going to say, much like Preston Garvey and his settlements, I've got something different for you. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. I know there are a lot of you out there who hate Preston Garvey. I don't mind him, but I just want to see how many of you get pissed off from that. But seriously, as you can see, the guide is going to be on what I'm wearing right now. This is, I promised you guys a guide on a specific set of armor, and that promise is now being fulfilled. This is a guide on how to acquire the Dragonscale and Dragonplate armors, as well as the next bit, the set of weapons, courtesy of the Dawnguard DLC, the Dragonbone weapons. Now these are cool items, all in all, because, well, I mean, come on, you can already see this. So, for starters, this is the dragon. Well, I'll get to it in a second. So, first thing you want to do is, because this is under the smithing category, the first thing you want to do, and it is indeed probably one of the longest thing you will have to do, is you want to max out your smithing skill. Doesn't matter which path you take, steel smithing, up through elven smithing and beyond, or up through dwarven smithing and beyond. Either way, you have to get whatever perks you want to go for, which will eventually take you up to here. The Dragon Armor perk, which you will need to be a master in smithing, 100 smithing skill, in order to create dragon armor and dragonbone weapons at forges, and also be able to improve them twice as more effectively. So step one is to get this perk, which, well, I guess technically step one is to max out your smithing skill. Step two is to get the dragon armor perk. Step three is to make sure you have enough resources in order to acquire, like one of my regular guys, not acquire, but create this stuff. So I'm going to borrow this forge over here, and I'll show you what's needed to create all these items. I've already forged the stuff, so there's no need for me to do it again. And actually, I will show you guys. So, Dragonbone arrows. You can make 24 of them if you have a piece of firewood and a Dragonbone. Dragonbone battle axe requires 2 leather strips, 2 ebony ingots, and 3 Dragonbones. The bow requires 1 ebony ingot and 2 Dragonbones. The dagger, 1 Dragonbone, 1 leather strip. Great sword, 3 leather strips, an ebony ingot, and 4 Dragonbones. The mace takes a leather strip, an ebony ingot, and 2 Dragonbones. The sword takes a leather strip, an ebony ingot, and a Dragonbone. The war axe takes 2 leather strips, an ebony ingot, and a Dragonbone. And the warhammer takes 3 leather strips, 2 ebony ingots, and 3 Dragonbones. And that's it for the weapons. As for the armor, the Dragonplate armor. This will take 3 leather strips, 3 Dragonscales, and 2 Dragonbones. The boots take 2 leather strips, 3 Dragonscales, and a Dragonbone. The gauntlets take 2 leather strips, 2 scales, and a bone. Helmet, 2 strips, 2 scales, and a bone. And lastly, the shield takes a leather strip, 3 scales, and 1 Dragonbone. And finally, the Dragonscale armor. Dragonplate armor, I failed to mention this part, but the Dragonplate armor is heavy armor for all you warrior types out there. Dragonscale armor is light armor, meant for you rogues, you assassins, you thieves, all that stuff. Whatever you want to play as. So for the Dragonscale armor, it takes 3 leather strips, a piece of leather, 4 dragon scales, and 2 iron ingots. Scales, take 2 strips, 1 leather, 2 scales, and an iron ingot. The gauntlets take 2 strips, a leather, 2 scales, and some iron. The helmet, 1 strip, 1 leather, 2 scales, 1 iron.
My listener.
And finally, the shield takes 2 leather strips, 4 dragon scales, and 2 iron ingots. So the iron, the strips, and eventually the ebony becomes significantly easy to acquire. Some of it, you'll just have to make sure for some of it, if you don't have it already in your possession, you save up a lot of gold so you can buy it. As for the bones and scales, as I'm sure many of you already figured out by now, you can only acquire those via slaying dragons. So now I'm going to show you off the armor. This is what the shield looks like.
My blade is yours.
And this is the dagger. And yeah, let's go in order here. We'll go with the, wherever it is, the bow and the arrows, which you can see, it's a good look to them. And unlike the Daedric arrows, fun fact about the Dragonbone arrows, these have 3 points to them, making them more deadly than your average Daedric arrow.
Black hand, but you have been named listener. There is
Be careful!
higher honor.
Be careful! Be
I
careful!
love pissing them. I love making people worried like that. It's just so funny. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so now the battle axe.
Prey awaits us.
Whoops!
Patron of the great clan Dragonbone.
Oh, I accidentally hit Serrano. Oh, I'm horrible. Okay. Now for the great sword. This is personally one of my favorite of the Dragonbone weapons.
The keeper is a sacred position.
Dragonbone's great sword's pretty cool looking. I'm going to skip ahead to the Warhammer.
Dark brother.
As you can see, it basically looks like
yourself,
some kind of knee.
you trust the wisdom of our
Like it's an elephant's knee or something. Of course, it's the skin of a dragon, but honestly, I don't know. I feel like for the hammer, they could have done something a little bit different with it.
Be careful!
It's the 3rd time I heard them say that.
God might get nervous. A man approaches with his weapon drawn.
Yeah, whatever. Alright, so that takes care of that, and then let's move on to the War Axe.
I will kill this jester.
And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put on my Dragonplate armor so you guys can get a good sight of that as well. And also so I can move around more freely.
So desire. But there's a disturbance in the void.
Don't do that.
Does not.
Love it when they react like that. And 2 final weapons. The mace, for starters. Which, now this is pretty cool. It's just like teeth hanging on the edges. I think it's a pretty badass looking mace. I don't say that often about maces too. There are only a select few maces in all of the Elder Scrolls I think are pretty badass. The Daedric mace being one of them.
White run. Through mouth of the sky forge.
And before I show off the sword, let me just give you guys a good look at the Dragonplate armor.
Can cut through sinew. As if it
Well, actually, I don't really need to. You've seen it before, but now you get an actual, kinda thorough look. Except Serrano keeps stepping my way like that.
It's a fine day with you around.
Pretty cool set of heavy armor. And now for the last Dragonbone weapon, the sword. Now, I'll be honest, all the Dragonbone weapons are cool in their own way, but
The Dread Father works through me.
honestly,
And his work has just begun.
I'm a sucker for blade weapons. Swords and great swords or claymores or whatever they're called in this game in particular. They're just so freaking awesome. And then these Dragonbone weapons just really freaking cool. And yeah, so that's really all there is to it. That's what the items look like. Make sure you save enough Dragonbones, Dragonscales, leather strips, leather, and iron for this. Alright, so real quickly before I go, showing you guys how to improve the gear. Each of the Dragonbone items, save for the arrows, for obvious reasons, takes a Dragonbone to improve. There's no need to explain further on that.
There is murder in the air.
Dragonscale armor
Taste it.
can all be improved with a Dragonscale. The Dragonplate armor is where it differs, though. The Dragonplate armor can be improved with Dragonbone, as well as the Dragonplate shield. But the Dragonplate helmet, gauntlets, and the boots can only be improved with Dragonscales. So the Dragonplate armor is kind of using a combination of both the bones and the scales in order to make it effective as it is. And as you can see, I've already enchanted my stuff, so when you create it, it's unenchanted. You can find some enchanted variants of the armor, maybe the weapons, I don't know for sure about that, but definitely the armor out in Skyrim. But it's only like one enchantment. And when you make this stuff, if you're a master enchanting and have the, I think it's called the 2 Souls perk. I keep forgetting the name of it. Oh, extra effect, my bad. The extra effect perk. You place 2 enchantments on the armor, making it more effective. And that concludes this video. Thank you all for watching. Please feel free to like and comment. Subscribe if you found this helpful and you wish to see more stuff like this.
Ask yourself
More videos are coming, except now I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to do...
of our legion.
Well, I am thinking about it all the time. I'm going to be playing a different character soon. And I think at some point, if not in the next video, maybe the next couple of videos, I'll be showing you guys how to acquire faction items. I have a particular character in mind for the Companions faction, which I'll be showing off at some point relatively soon. So just be patient with that. Bear with me. My busy-ass schedule.
I will
But,
kill this jester.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, thank you all for watching.
But
Have a
that
good day,
jester,
evening, or afternoon, depending on where you are and what time of the day it is.
Father does not
I bid you adieu.
wish this.
Take care.